In one day, the Russian aviation lost 3 FAB-250s in the Belgorod region. In one of the cases, people had to be evacuated because of the drops, Astra Telegram channel writes. Due to the fall of a 250-kilogram aerial bomb, 100 people were evacuated in a village in the Belgorod region. 2 more such aerial bombs fell on the same day in the region. No one was injured, the report said. As Astra found out, residents of several streets were evacuated on November 26th, about 100 people, in the village of Kozatske, Yakovlevsky district, due to the freelance descent of a FAB-250 from a Russian plane. As sources in the emergency services of the region told Astra, an aerial bomb fell near a residential building on Nova Street. The bomb did not explode, so no one was hurt. By now, the FAB has already been removed. Residents have returned to their homes. Another aerial bomb, according to the media, was found on the same day a few kilometers from the village of Nikolska, Belgorod district. On November 26th, another FAB was let in the Bystry farm. In both cases, there were no casualties or damage, the Telegram channel assures. Since the spring of this year, drone attacks on regions of Russia have become almost daily. Moscow blames the Ukrainian military for them. Kiev usually does not comment on the attacks, but sources in the special services of Ukraine, as a rule, note that it is about SBU, or military intelligence operations. A Russian military blogger reports that due to the widespread ban on using personal civilian vehicles, some sections of the front for Russian forces resemble a children's cartoon, as everyone has to ride bicycles to carry out their tasks. Recently, we shared our subjective opinions on the possible reasons behind the ban on using humanitarian and personal vehicles for combat and official purposes. Our comrades on the ground confirmed that indeed all equipment, including ATVs and motorcycles, has been immobilized to avoid it being counted and redirected elsewhere. They say it's needed more by them. It's being preserved for truly critical situations. Naturally, it isn't registered with the military traffic authorities. Now, the front in one direction resembles the domain of Postman Pechkin. Everyone is on bicycles. Some are delivering ammunition, some are heading to positions, others to meetings. Trekking tens of kilometers on foot in full gear isn't very feasible, and official vehicles with military plates aren't always available. They've either burned in combat, broken down, or are occupied with other tasks. As a result, one of the joking reasons cited by those on the front for why we aren't in Kiev yet is because we're walking there on foot. Russian arms exports have collapsed by 92% between 2021 and 2024, according to a Russian defense policy expert. While the drop has enabled Russia to focus production on its own needs, Russia's arms industry needs the war to end so that it can resume earning hard currency. Defense policy expert Pavel Luzin, speaking at the Country and World Russian Realities 2024 conference in Berlin, says that Russian arms exports will have fallen 14-fold between 2021, the last pre-war year, and the end of 2024. He calculates that revenue from the sale of Russian weapons by the end of 2024 will amount to less than $1 billion. It has fallen precipitously from $14.6 billion in 2021, $8 billion in 2022, and $3 billion in 2023. Luzin says, "We see that Russia as an arms exporter has generally failed. It is clear that the military-industrial complex is counting on a halt, a freeze, an end to the war in order to return to fulfilling export contracts because they provided a good inflow of hard currency, among other things." He notes that the reduction in exports has enabled Russia to produce more weapons to supply domestic needs related to the war in Ukraine. According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, in 2023, Russia fell into third place behind the US and France in the list of the world's top arms exporters. The latest fall comes after Russian arms exports had already halved between 2014 to 2018. In 2019, Russia supplied weapons to 31 countries, while in 2023, it will only supply 12. Sergei Chemezov, the CEO of the state-owned conglomerate Rostec, released figures last week which show a comparable drop in exports. he disclosed that Russia had sold $15 billion worth of weapons in 2021, $7 billion in 2022, and $6 billion in 2023. Figures for 2024 have not been released yet, but are forecast to be even lower. In the same time, Putin plans to spend record amounts on war. In 2025, 41% of Russia's budget will go toward national defense, around $135 billion. This is more than the combined spending on education, healthcare, the economy, and social policy. Meanwhile, the costs of maintaining Putin himself and his administration will increase by 25.6%, costing Russians $310 million. These suckers will never learn. Using the exact same strategy, the Americans managed to collapse the Soviet Union by forcing it to spend most of its budget on weapons. And now, the same thing is happening to Russia. French members of parliament call for sending military instructors to Ukraine. 5 deputies from various political parties have proposed sending military instructors to Ukraine in an appeal to French Defense Minister Sébastien Lecornu. The French government had previously considered such assistance, but no final decision has been made yet. President Zelensky, we will never accept occupied territories as Russian.
Важливо розуміти, що ми ніколи юридично не визнанемо будь-які окупації Російської Федерації наших земель. Ми не визнаємо ці землі російськими, це суто наші землі, це суто наші люди, тимчасово окуповані частини України. Безумовно, все це повернеться, безумовно, дуже хотілося б, щоб повернулася більшість дипломатичним шляхом, щоб не були такі жертви. Я не впевнений, що Путін це розуміє, але я хочу, щоб цивілізований світ в більшості своїй це розумів. Що стосується НАТО, найкращі гарантії безпеки для нас НАТО. Економічні гарантії безпеки для нас є.
Today is the first Advent and Christmas is approaching. In Ukraine, plastic Christmas trees are now manufactured by Russian prisoners of war, from whom new ones are continuously taken, especially in the Kursk region, where many Russians surrender. As prisoners of war, they receive employment, 3 meals a day, and also pay for their work.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.